They've tried to isolate him, to box him in on the global stage. They've sought to paint him as a pariah, a rogue leader detached from the international community. They've tried to remove him through whispers of dissent and the veiled threats of intervention. They've hoped to destabilize his government, to create a power vacuum they could exploit. But Ibrahim Traoré still stands, resolute, unyielding, a figure of defiance in the face of immense pressure. In the shadows of power, something far greater is protecting him, the will of a nation, a collective desire for self-determination, a yearning for a future free from external interference. This isn't just about one man. It's about a people reclaiming their voice, demanding to be heard on the world stage. It's about a nation refusing to be silenced. When Captain Traoré seized power in Ouagadougou, the world saw another coup. They expected chaos, failure, the familiar pattern of African instability, but they missed the ground shifting beneath their feet. They failed to grasp the depth of the discontent, the simmering resentment that had been building for decades. Traoré's rise was fueled by deep frustration, by a generation tired of foreign control and broken promises, a generation that had lost faith in the old order. The world's powers saw Burkina Faso as a chessboard, a place for their games, a pawn in their geopolitical strategies. They sent warnings, drafted sanctions, and expected compliance. They assumed that economic pressure would be enough to bring Traoré to heel. But Traoré wasn't playing their game. He rewrote the rules, challenging the established norms of international relations. He looked not to Paris or Washington, but to the streets and villages of Burkina Faso. He sought legitimacy not from foreign powers, but from his own people. Real power, he knew, comes from the people you serve. It's earned through trust, transparency, and a genuine commitment to their well-being. Every external threat only strengthened his support at home. Each act of condemnation from abroad only solidified his position in the eyes of his people. The old narrative of a reckless officer was drowned out by a new story: sovereignty, dignity, and a refusal to inherit dependence. A story of a nation forging its own path. Traoré's true fortress isn't concrete and steel. It's built from the aspirations of his people, their hopes for a better future, their dreams of a more just society. The international community saw a leader. The people saw a reflection of themselves, a symbol of defiance, a champion of their cause, a voice for the voiceless. Old tactics failed. You can't isolate a man embedded in a popular movement, a leader who draws his strength from the unwavering support of his people. He's not just a president, he's the face of a national awakening, a symbol of hope for a generation yearning for change. The world underestimated the power of a united people. They failed to recognize the force of a nation determined to chart its own destiny. Traoré's strength is not his alone, it's the collective will of a nation ready for change, a nation united in its pursuit of sovereignty and dignity. This is why he stands, unbroken, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the unwavering power of a people united. The story of Traoré is the story of Burkina Faso's awakening, and it's only just begun. The seeds of change have been sown, and the future remains unwritten. This is the unseen shield that protects him, the unwavering support of his people, a force more powerful than any army or any sanction. The international response was swift, a coordinated effort from multiple fronts. It was decisive and punishing, designed to isolate the new regime. ECOWAS, once a symbol of regional unity and cooperation, became an instrument of external pressure, a tool wielded against a member state. They began by suspending Burkina Faso from all activities, swiftly imposing economic sanctions, crippling trade, and tightening borders, creating a virtual blockade. Global financial institutions, under immense pressure, cut off all forms of aid, halting vital infrastructure projects and throwing already strained budgets into complete chaos. The overarching strategy was clear: make life so unbearably hard that the people would inevitably turn on Traoré and his government. Western embassies scaled back their presence, and Burkina Faso was increasingly painted as a rogue state, an international pariah. The dominant media narrative focused on democratic backsliding and the dangers of military adventurism. But this storm of sanctions, this calculated pressure, had an entirely unexpected effect. Instead of breaking the government's resolve, it galvanized a powerful wave of national resistance. The external pressure forged an even stronger bond of solidarity between Traoré and the Burkinabe people. ECOWAS, in turn, lost significant credibility, increasingly seen as acting primarily for foreign interests rather than the good of the region. The siege became a powerful rallying cry for self-reliance and national pride. The more isolated Burkina Faso became, the more united and determined its people stood in defiance. The attempt to cage Traoré and his movement only served to make it even stronger and more resilient. While the West built walls, Traoré built bridges. The alliance of Sahel states, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, was born. More than a security pact, it was a declaration. An attack on one is an attack on all. This alliance blunted sanctions and created new trade corridors. Traoré's power rests on two pillars, the military and the youth. He's a soldier's soldier, trusted by the ranks, and a symbol for Pan-African movements. Rallies, social media campaigns, and grassroots support connect his struggle to Africa's anti-colonial history. The alliance, military loyalty, and popular mobilization form an invisible fortress. Burkina Faso is no longer alone. The revolution is regional, and it's gaining momentum. This is the shield that foreign pressure cannot break. The fortress is built on unity. Traoré's first move was to rebuild the military. He purged the old guard, promoting younger, battle-tested officers loyal to his vision. The focus shifted: defend the homeland, not political interests. The volunteers for the defense of the homeland, tens of thousands of citizens, became the backbone of local security. Every village became a bastion of resistance. Traoré diversified security partnerships, acquiring hardware without political strings. Training was revamped for Sahel-specific tactics. The new army is agile, self-reliant, and deeply connected to the people. This force is a symbol of national renewal and a warning to enemies. The sword of Burkina Faso is now forged by its own hand. The era of dependency is over. The battlefield is digital as much as physical. Young Burkinabés and Pan-Africanists swarm social media, countering negative narratives and amplifying support. Viral videos, memes, and translated speeches spread Traoré's message worldwide. Online activism fuels massive rallies in Ouagadougou, passionate, organic, and impossible to ignore. These rallies show the world Traoré's legitimacy and energize the domestic base. The synergy between online and street activism creates a feedback loop of support. The youth are not passive. They are the revolution's digital and physical shield. Their voices and phones are weapons in the struggle for sovereignty. In this new era, popular defense is everywhere. The movement is as modern as it is unstoppable. The youth are its vanguard. Africa's history is full of foreign-backed coups, but Traoré's government has proven resilient. Military restructuring insulated his regime from external manipulation. Loyal, nationalist officers replaced those with foreign ties. The alliance of Sahel states provides regional intelligence and mutual defense. Any plot against one is a plot against all, raising the stakes for foreign powers. But the greatest shield is popular support. You can bribe an official, but not a nation. Foreign actors struggle to find credible partners. Any puppet lacks legitimacy. National vigilance exposes and condemns meddling. The old playbook fails when the people are awake. The ghosts of intervention have lost their power. Traoré draws legitimacy from the legacy of Thomas Sankara. He adopts Sankara's style, language, and vision, connecting today's struggle to a heroic past. The red beret is more than a symbol. It's a promise to fulfill Sankara's dream. Across Africa, young people see Traoré's defiance as a continental victory. Pan-African rhetoric and historical symbolism give him soft power no foreign endorsement can match. His message resonates from Dakar to Nairobi. Africa's future is in African hands. Traoré's revolution is not just for Burkina Faso, it's a chapter in Africa's long walk to freedom. This is legitimacy rooted in history and hope. The revolution is both memory and movement. The continent is listening. The dream lives on. The alliance of Traoré, Goïta and Tiani is reshaping West Africa. Together, they reject foreign-led solutions and build a bloc of sovereign states. The AES means mutual defense, shared intelligence, and new trade routes. They speak with one voice in international forums, challenging the old order. ECOWAS is seen as compromised. The AES offers a new model for African integration. This alliance creates strategic depth and economic resilience. The ideological rift in West Africa is now clear sovereignty versus subservience. The success of this triumvirate will echo across the continent. The Sahelian Shield is a direct challenge to the status quo. The future of Africa may be decided here. The stakes have never been higher. Traoré's journey is far from over. The path ahead is fraught with challenges, demanding unwavering resolve and strategic foresight. The fight against extremist groups is ongoing, a relentless struggle that tests the nation's strength and resilience. Ultimate victory will require sacrifice, unwavering unity, and a shared vision for a peaceful and prosperous future. Achieving genuine economic self-sufficiency is a daunting task, a monumental undertaking that demands innovative solutions. Sanctions still bite deeply, and opportunities for stable, well-paying jobs are frustratingly scarce. Building new industries, fostering innovation, and feeding a rapidly growing population is a race against time, a critical imperative for survival. The transition to a stable political system looms large. Burkina Faso must navigate a delicate path to democracy, ensuring the will of the people is honored without compromising its hard-won sovereignty. Crafting a new constitution that reflects the nation's values and holding free and fair elections while simultaneously fighting a war is a monumental challenge, a true test of leadership. Security, economy, and politics are inextricably intertwined. Failure in one area inevitably threatens the stability of all. The world is watching with bated breath. Will this bold experiment in sovereignty ultimately succeed, or will it falter under immense pressure? The stakes are undeniably continental, with implications far beyond Burkina Faso's borders. But one thing remains unequivocally clear: you simply can't assassinate a movement fueled by the collective will of the people, sanction an idea whose time has come, or destroy a generation that is resolutely ready to rise and claim its destiny. This is Insight Africa, where real power often moves in silence, shaping the continent's future. The story continues, unfolding with each passing day. The future remains unwritten, a blank page waiting to be filled with the triumphs and tribulations of a nation striving for self-determination. This is Insight Africa, where every chapter begins with sovereignty,